No. Well.
Hau mich raus. Bin ich gesperrt?
Ne. Doch, die Chance. Kann ich rausschmeißen?
Ja.
Okay. Yes. Okay, why exactly you?
Okay, so what I will do first is I'll just show you this. So I'm getting a lot of attacks in different places.
Can I read it?
Yeah. That's an important one. This is about my employer.
Yes.
This is down here. SAP. I have like a lot of police reports, but basically, yeah, I've been getting brutalized.
Yes, I see.
So do you want me to tell you why I'm here?
And did something happen actually?
What do you mean? Have I been like physically attacked?
Or you get bullied or something like that?
Oh, I've been hit with an axe in the head, I've been hit with a baseball bat. All of that's recorded. My point of coming here, right, is two things.
Yes.
I'm a senior IT manager
Yes.
for SAP in Munich.
Okay.
What happened was I had a big problem with my boss, who was from the UK, from London, and making massive racist comments, forcing drugs. If you didn't take drugs, you weren't a team player. They would have like a cabinet that size of alcohol. If he rang the bell, you didn't drink, you're not a team player, you're fired. Start calling me a bitch, Scottish bastard, all this. And it's got nothing to do with me, I'm Canadian, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it got worse and worse, and he was making really bad comments to everyone. And then he started sending out global emails, assassinating my character. And then what happened is, the rest of the team saw what was going on, and then it just became like a mass mobbing. I was getting physically hit, pushed, shoved. And so what happened was I went to Waldorf, which is the headquarters of SAP, and I explained to Hannah Wurster what happened. I had videos, pictures, everything. She said, it's not safe for you to go back to that office. Go on cranking me out. I said, I'm stressed, but I'm not sick. Why can't you just place me somewhere else? We need to investigate this further, so go to AOK and they'll pay you that until we fix something. So nothing ever happened, and this is where it started to, this is where I'm getting to.
Okay.
I went to the working council. This is irrelevant at this point.
Yes, I just want to read the date.
Yeah, so I went to the working council. Oh, I have more police reports, trust me.
Oh, okay.
I've been getting smashed, and all my clothes stolen, everything. So what happened is in a normal working environment, when you have a situation like mine, you go to the working council and you go to the ombudsman.
Normally?
Right. So what started to happen was, and I didn't really think how bad it could now get, but they were making comments like, if you tell anyone outside SAP, we will no longer be able to protect you. And I was like, that's strange language to use. What do you mean protect me? What are you going to do? And then what they did is, they also sent me to different people about my boss's alcoholism, and I felt like I was getting trapped. And just as an example, with the amount, so I'm waiting for my court case against the SAP because I'm like, I've had enough. And my lawyer was in Hanover, and I was staying in a hostel, A&O hostel in Munich. And the stress was getting so much, I collapsed. And I'm a strong guy. I basically just went like this on my phone, ABCD, and whoever came up, I need to go to hospital immediately, please call me. The ombudsman, Margaret Aman, who was now mobbing me by phone, didn't say, I'm going to send you to the nearest hospital. she said, why are you copying all these people and on what's happening in SAP? And I'm like, okay, this is not good. This is a weird, you're supposed to be protecting me. And then there's a company called Parente, which is basically, if you're under so much stress, they give you all these psychological people. I said, the last thing I want is to go through this with a psychologist or something. But what happened was, they started badgering me, right, just to get some sleep and some rest. Why don't we put you in the psych ward? And I'm like, whoa. I said, why don't you deal with the guy who's causing me the problem in Munich? Why don't you give me my wage, because they stopped paying my wage, and stop all this harassment. I'm the one who gave you the evidence about someone doing something bad to me, not the other way around. So then I went on the SAP org chart.
Yes.
And I copied in senior high-level people and said, and I wrote down, this is ridiculous. I said, this is what my boss did, Andrew Gascoigne. This is what the team started to do, mobbing me. You gave me the wrong equipment. You are assassinating my character. I did the right thing by going to your working council and ombudsman, and they're telling me if I go out and tell any of my friends, or even if I leave the city, I'll no longer be protected. And what happened was, I then got a lawyer in Hanover, Daniel Latterbach, and he kept saying, trust me. Now look, I've worked for big corporations before. I know how nasty they can get if they don't want to give you money for something. They should not be having alcohol and drugs on the site, first place, right?
Yes.
So if it got out to the public what I was being subjected to, it would make them look very bad, right? So my lawyer, who I do have information from here, just give me a second. One second. So basically, what he was doing was, he was basically saying, look, here we go. This guy.
Ist schon die Lawyer?
Well, he was my lawyer.
Okay.
Ich muss einmal die Tasche da holen. Dankeschön.
So he was like, trust me. And what was happening was, SAP was then saying they terminated me, which they hadn't. Because what was happening was, I was getting so many threats in Munich, because I also worked for Sky Deutschland, and that went badly as well. I thought, I'm taking myself out of Munich. I couldn't get a lawyer in Munich anyway. Hanover. He basically proved that I wasn't terminated, and that I'm eligible for Krankengeld for 1 more year. He also set a court date for the end of last October. So I'm literally going in hostels, hotels, waiting to get my 1 week before my court case. I got attacked with an axe, then a baseball bat, then all my evidence got stolen, then Commerce Bank froze my bank account, then my Krankengeld got frozen, all within 24 hours. So I wasn't able to go to the court to get my compensation.
Yes.
And ever since then, it's been attack after attack from people that I do not know. And where it's starting to get really bad is that Hannah Vrister, who was the person at Waldorf, the HR person I told,
Yes.
is creeping me on social media and on Zane and LinkedIn, and also the HR person, so it's HR Hybris. So HR Hybris is a subsection of SAP. The person who hired me, not my boss, but the HR person, is like following me on everything I do when I apply for jobs or looking at my, and it's like, what the fuck? And it's like, and the other thing is, to top it off, when I got attacked, I got rushed to Düsseldorf emergency. I called this guy, and it was on a GMX email where he sent a lot of the evidence. My GMX account got blocked, and he said, oh, I can no longer represent you, you're in a different city. I'm like, what? So he said that was by German law, which I now found out was bullshit.
Yes.
But the problem is I went to an embassy. I actually happened to be outside the Chinese embassy at the time, right? And I was getting bombarded. And I had one of those really cheap 10, 12 euro phones, right? Just to make
Yes.
And I got a random phone call as soon as I came out because I was like, I need some kind of help here. Because I was just getting phone call after phone call from random people. This guy apparently, I got a phone call, they said it's the Hanover police. Whether it was the Hanover police or not, there's no way for me to prove it.
Yes, sure.
But they said this is the Hanover police. We got a phone call from lawyer Daniel Lauterbach that says you're trying to kill yourself. Are you trying to kill you? And I mean, it just got worse and worse. And the problem is, I'm now getting blitzed. I now have a lawyer to get my AOK money back. The AOK admitted they lied. I'm trying to get money back from Munich. But the problem is, I don't know. These guys are clearly paying people off. There's no doubt in my mind Daniel Lauterbach got paid off. But that's the extent that it's getting. He's
Second, please. Can you hear me? Der Forster? Nee? Schön.
And to be honest with you, even when I was seeing this Daniel Lauterbach, right, my first engagement was with the chef of the whole place called Ralph. And he was making some unsavory comments about, go back to America. I'm not even American.
Yes.
So he gave me one of his junior guys, this Daniel guy, and he was, after the first encounter, he then started to become physically aggressive, verbally aggressive. Yes. As in, why don't you just shut up, deal with your personal, because I was telling him I was getting attacked. I was like, I don't want to hear this crap. And like, he would physically shake my hand and kind of like physically push me out the door.
Okay.
It was all very weird, and like those scenarios of I won't protect you, are you going to kill yourself from Hanover police? Like it's getting way too much, and it's like this big organization is literally bullying me into the point of just leaving.
Do you have something with you to prove it? That
I have about 700 gigabytes of evidence, but what I did was I went on my email quickly because I don't have data, and I took pictures of the email.
Yes. Do you have the?
Yes. I have a lot more if you want to see it.